Hello and welcome back to my channel. And as always, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, liking, subscribing, DMing me for new options that I can do for different videos, and really do appreciate it and all the support for me starting school next month. So it's been a really big help and I'm so glad that you guys enjoy these videos. So also today in this video, I am going to be trying out two new things that I bought yesterday from Sephora. The first one is the Benefit Boing Concealer, Airbrush Concealer in the shade number 1. And so they have up to number 3. Number 1 is this lighter shade, and then the higher number you go up, the darker it gets. And then also we're going to be trying out the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette. They have a powder one, and then they also have more of a cream one, and they both come with a little contour guide if you're not familiar, not kind of more like a starter with contours. Now in this, they also promote her Shade and Light brush, which I have not yet gotten, but it'll probably be my next purchase. So if you do have the brush, please let me know how it works, because I will probably be buying it soon. Like always, we're just gonna start off with about 4 little pumps of the Hourglass Veil Primer, and just slowly and smoothly work it in everywhere in your face and your skin. You want to make sure that you have a pretty even coat, that way all your makeup sets and primes evenly and nothing is left off. The first thing that's going to be different in today's video is I will be I've used it before, but showing you guys the Boing concealer with a beauty sponge. And you're just lightly, it's pretty thin, comes off really easily, and you're just going to take a beauty sponge and apply it just like you would apply your normal concealer. And personally, if I want more of a liquid concealer, I will use something like the Sephora collection. It's been my favorite the past couple months. But if I do want something more light, I will use something like this. You can tell it's pretty thin, pretty wet, which is a good thing. So once that's done, this has been my go-to lately. I really do like the Fenty Beauty, but there's just something about this one that I have truly fallen in love with the past about month or so. It's the Dior Forever Foundation in the shade 20. So like you did with your primer, you're just going to put about 4 pumps on your face, and you're going to work it in with either a brush or something like a beauty sponge. And when you are applying your foundation, you want to make sure that you blend it down into your neck so you don't have a line right about here where you can tell where you applied makeup and then where there's no makeup. And for today's look especially, I'm going to be again using the NARS translucent powder to apply under my eyes, and we're going to go up a little bit to create more of a barrier since we're doing a darker eye. For today's look, I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Hill palette that she collaborated with Morphe to... I like this palette personally better than my Morphe palette that I have, simply because she has some darker shades that I'm able to use to create more of a darker crease, darker outer crease, to make more of a dramatic look. So as always, whenever I apply eyeshadow, we're gonna take this shade, more of a neutral shade, to just simply apply on your crease as more of a transition shade. And then next I'm going to go in with this shade right here in her palette to just darken up the outer corners of my transition that I did. And the thing that I really do like about this palette is the pigmentation. She worked really, really well. It took her about 2 years to collaborate on this palette with Morphe. I'm totally in love with it. I use it as much as I can. I've gotten the other Morphe palette lately, so I've really been experimenting with that, but this Jaclyn Hill one is by far my favorite palette I've ever used. And once you've got the outer corners of your transition shade done, we're going to be taking this shade and this shade and combining them to really darken up your outer corner, start making it more dramatic. That'll be the first step in that. And you want to just kind of circle it, kind of dab it into the corner. You don't want to go too far in with this. And then next we are going to blend it out so the lines aren't as harsh, they're more blended. But just remember to not go too far in when you start darkening up your outer corners. So when I have colors that I need to be blended, I personally take the Morphe M504 brush to just lightly, and you really don't need a lot of pressure at all, to just lightly blend it out. Give you a nice even blend there. Once you've blended it out, I'm personally going to take this shade in the Jaclyn palette. It's more of a dark brown, espresso brown color. And you truly do not need a lot at all. And you're just going to simply put it in the outer corner. You're just going to dab it on. So then for the last step with darkening out the outer corners, I'm going to take the same brush that I took in my last color, and we're going to go ahead and use this black color. Now this black is super pigmented. You truly do not need a lot on your brush, and you're going to slightly bring it down, slightly bring it up. You want to make kind of like a V as much as you can with this color. Really give your edges a good shadowy kind of look here. So lately I have really fallen in love with these Stila liquid eyeshadows. They look just like a lipstick and they apply on wet, but they dry powdered. So when you apply it, it's not flaky, it's not coming off, it's not a lot of fallout. So I will be using this in the shade Diamond Dust to apply on my lid, and you're going to, this is the hard part, you're going to slowly try to blend it in with the darker outer corners. Once that's done and dried, I like to go back with the last two shades here that I used to, again, darken up, really help blend it in together so you don't see this harsh line that we have created. So once that is finished, I'm going to take my powder brush that I personally use and just wipe away all of the excess translucent powder. And you can see right here it created a line from where the translucent powder was, which is exactly what you want. So I'm going to be doing winged eyeliner with this look, which will take me a couple minutes, so I will be off camera doing that and I will be right back. So once the eyeliner is complete, I like to go back in with this shade right here to put a line under my eyes, kind of like eyeliner, but it's with eyeshadow, and then you can blend it out more so it's not as harsh as eyeliner. Once that is done, I'm going to be taking my Kat Von D powder and just simply apply all over my face and down my neck. And of course, after powder, I always do bronzer. I literally cannot live without my bronzer. My face is so naturally pale that bronzer is a lifesaver for me. So next up, I'm going to be trying the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. So I'm going to first take this shade, and then I'm going to take this lighter shade to help bring that contour up. Also going to be taking the same shade I did for my cheeks to just slightly contour my nose. So far, I truly do give this a 10 out of 10. Like, I'm really in love with it. After that, I'm going to take the same brush that I did and just get some of the lighter shade to again apply directly onto my cheekbone, right above where my contour was. This will help when you go to blend it out to make it, give it a little bit more natural look, kind of blend it out better. And also right on top of my nose. To blend it out, I personally always use the same brush that I use for my bronzer. To take the pigment in my bronzer over my whole face to really blend it together and give it a nice even look. I truly do give the contour Her Shade and Light palette a 10 out of 10. I really do like it. I feel like these colors can personally work for every skin tone. So good job, Kat. I'm in love with this. I will definitely be buying another one as soon as it runs out. So next, I'm going to be applying blush. And you don't want a lot, you just want a little bit. I have 2 blush palettes that I ordered from Morphe that haven't come in yet. I wonder when those are gonna be here. But, that was a side note. So you don't want a lot, but you just want a little bit to really make your contour and your bronzer and everything kind of pull together. That's kind of the purpose as I see it with the blush. If you're someone like me, you like things fully blended out to the nth degree. So with the same bronzer brush that I used for bronzer and to, I don't know what the word is, blend out my contour, I'm going to take it again, just dab over where I put my blush, and you are good to go. Personally, when I have a more dramatic look, I like to make my highlight extra dramatic as well. So we are going to be taking the first shade in Jacqueline's palette called In Light to apply on the inner corners of your eyes, on your brow bone, and I will, ooh, that's not good. And the same brush that I use, I don't even know where it's at. The same brush that I use for my highlighter, I will be using, man, I don't even know where this freaking brush is. Oh, got it. We're gonna be taking the same one here. To really make today's look pop out. Your eyes are dramatic, everything else has to be dramatic. I mean, why not? And I know this is a eyeshadow palette, but Jacqueline's purpose for this shade especially was more of a highlight look as well, something that can be universal as in your eyeshadow or as a highlighter. And so something that I have not done yet for you guys is fake eyelashes. So if you would like another video, I can do a tutorial on them, but I'm going to go off camera to put these on and I will be right back. It's kind of crazy how big of a difference eyelashes can make. So once I have my falsies put on to even it out, I always, ew, this is kind of gross. I like to just apply a little bit underneath to my bottom lashes. And I personally, a lot of people do, I reuse my eyelashes. So I never put mascara back on the top of them because if I reuse them, they get gross, they get crusty, they get nasty. So final step, as always, you want to take some sort of setting spray. In this case, I like the Morphe Continuous setting spray. And it smells really, really good. So this is today's finished look. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching again. I really appreciate all of the comments and subscriptions and different ideas that you guys have been sending me. It really helps me a lot. So thank you guys again, and I will hopefully be back for another video next week.